Okay, so I'm going to be doing my presentation on Adam Guan, who is the composer and lyricist for the musical Ordinary Days. So specifically, I'll be focusing on the song I'll Be Here, which is what I'll actually end up performing later. So I'll Be Here was written in F major. The time signature is 6/8. It does have a really interesting tempo because it tends to speed up and slow down a lot. There weren't really a lot of dynamic markings written for the piece. However, you can take a lot of creative liberty because of the message and how the song kind of progresses in the storyline. There were lots of tied notes. There's also lots of retardandos especially at the end, because you kind of get the closure of the storyline of the piece. The lyrics are very heavy and emotional, and I'll touch more on that later. Vocally, this is a relatively easy song. There are lots of belty notes, I guess, and then there is a section in the middle where the notes don't really line up with the piano part, which can be kind of hard to find and get those pitches correct. You have to enunciate your diction because the storyline of this piece is so important and so crucial for displaying emotional reasons, I guess. So you really have to enunciate your diction so that people understand what you're saying. So now I'm going to kind of go over the storyline of this piece because it is so important for the composer and also just the entire musical Ordinary Days as a whole. This song is historically based on 9/11. The music Ordinary Days was written kind of as a rom-com sort of situation, but this song specifically was really, really heavy because the musical is based in New York City. This song originally should be it starts off kind of really happy, really hopeful. She's telling the story of how she fell in love with this guy who is the love of her life, and then she moves into it and she tells the story of how he unfortunately passes away in 9/11 and how she figured out that news, and now she's kind of growing up and starting to get closure for that. So it tells of how she falls in love and meets someone else and how she's moving on from dealing with that trauma in her life. So it's really, really heavy emotionally, and it does take a lot of practice because it's not the type of piece that you can fake the emotions for. This piece ends hopefully because obviously she's found a new happy ending, she's moving on, she's meeting other people, but at the same time, she recognizes that John, who's the man who passed away, was a really important part of her life. So this piece was actually released 5 years and 5 days exactly from when 9/11 happened. So it was released on September 17th of 2017.